Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, we're back again.
Wow.
Hi. We're having fun this morning.
Yes, we are.
So, of course, we're going to be watching more Avatar: The Last Airbender. We are on, of course, book 3. We're on chapter 17.
Oh my goodness, we're getting
So
up there.
3:17,
Wow.
and again, I'm excited where we are, but just because we're getting towards the end, I'm like, oh my god, like we've been watching this for a while now. We've come very far.
How long have you been watching it for?
A long time. I'm sure all of you guys know. Like you probably keep track more than we do.
Right?
We just go roll with it, We just go with the flow kind of
So many
thing.
things going on.
But we really do have fun with what we watch. We have fun watching once a week, and we get to talk about it, think about it before we meet up, and we get excited. We look forward to it.
Yeah, I've never watched anything like this.
But yeah, she's never seen anime. Not that this is anime. Again, we know this is anime influenced, but this is the first animated series you've ever seen. So beforehand, of course, they've never, even thought about watching a cartoon because growing up, they were always meant for kids in your eyes, of course.
Yeah.
It's still considered a kid's show, but it has a lot of adult themes. They kind of branched off and kind of pushed the limits on what they could actually have in a cartoon.
Right.
So the storytelling's great. The characters are very in-depth. They have a lot of details and histories and emotions. So it's kind of fun, And
Yeah, it's different than when I grew up. It was the cartoons were standalone cartoons, and you'd be
right,
done.
yeah.
And by the time you came along, I was done with cartoons. I was
Yeah, 'cause I remember-
Stuff.
again, because I always watch cartoons growing up, and I would always get so into them because they always had good stories, and I get into the characters and stuff. But not until I got a little older did they start making actual shows where characters would develop. You would have relationships, but it never went forward. It was just an ongoing cycle almost
right.
every
They had the
episode.
same. The
That's
characters were the same. They didn't change.
Yeah, you didn't really move forward from the first episode to the
definitely.
finale or whatever.
Yes.
It was just it just kept going on and on with mayhem and
Yeah.
just jokes
Yes.
and a good laugh at the end, and that's it. And then
Yeah.
it would start again next episode the same way.
Exactly.
And it would never
Exactly.
go
Very
forward.
different.
That's right, yeah, definitely.
Very different back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is fun, and eventually we'll see. We do get a lot of requests for anime. I am a little nervous because I don't know how you guys will take anime, but at the same time, I try not to influence you guys at all on what you'll like or not like. I'm really curious on what your opinions are on certain things that we watch. And yeah, so you guys have been enjoying what we've seen so far, and a few fans actually with us watching this said, you shouldn't have started them with Avatar because it's a better cartoon and they might not like other ones that aren't as good. But again, there's a lot of stuff out there in that
That's right.
I think you guys would really enjoy. So we're watching the Ember Island Players.
Oh my goodness.
I love saying that to them because they have no
Island
clue.
players. Are they musicians?
I'm going to be acting.
I just love them
Players.
guessing the titles.
Island.
I just have so much fun with that. So last episode was very
Emerald.
dark. What's that? Sorry.
Emerald Island.
Yeah, Emerald Island. I want to go to
Yeah.
Emerald Island. I would like that. Oh, all the rocks are so
Island.
sparkly. So the embers, fire.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Southern Raiders we saw last time, and it was really dark. We saw a side of Katara that was very rare and kind of out of character,
Oh, yes.
but understanding that she, of course, went through a lot growing up and lost her mother and had a chance to actually seek revenge on the guy who killed her mom.
That's right.
And teaming
That
up with
was huge.
Zuko, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And going through this whole ordeal with him made her accept him as a friend at the end and take her
Yes.
grudge
That's
away.
good.
Yeah, he
You know.
was really great with her.
Yeah, he was.
For him,
He was really good.
I agree, because with how hot-headed he is, we're getting the sillies now. I can't help myself, so that was my fault.
Too much
But
coffee.
too much coffee, baby. I think Zuko did a great job with actually listening and trying to be there for her and be like, I'm not a bad person. And, because he is part of the team now, and he is so out of his comfort zone, but he's accepting his fate on what's going to happen because he knows he's supposed to help the Avatar now. So he's trying his best to do whatever he can to be fully accepted by the group.
Yeah, he
did.
he really helped her out.
He did.
Going into that
Yes.
room with the first guy she thought was the person that killed her mom. I mean, he went right into the room and just, was going to start.
I love how they
Yeah,
worked
yeah,
together
yeah.
too,
He
because
set
he
it up
went in
and-
first. He had to block the fire, and
Yeah.
then she went in.
Yes.
But that was the first time he's ever seen her bloodbend. No one's ever heard of
Yeah,
bloodbending
yes.
before.
Yeah.
So
I
he's
was
very
what the
surprised
freak is
she
she
did
doing?
that.
Yeah, so it's pretty
Yeah.
intense to see that. And probably okay, I don't want to mess with you anymore. So
yeah,
please don't
yeah.
kill me. But yeah, so I thought that was really good, and she had to go through that process to realize, okay, following Aang's words, release your anger, but then let it go, because if you kill someone, that's not a good thing. And
Yeah.
I know she had every right in her mind to do so, and he was a pathetic person. But yeah, so that was a big step for her.
Yeah, now he can just retire with his mother.
Mm-hmm. I know, he was so pissed. He's like, take my mother, that'll be fair. I know she was like a mean mom.
She
I'm like,
was
that's
a
your
mean
mom,
mother.
and you're just saying it like, But I know not every relationship's the same. Yeah,
No.
they did not have a good one, but
Yeah, I
still to
guess
be like that,
not.
I was like, holy crap, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think we should get into the Ember Island players.
Okay, let's do that.
Magical place.
This has come far.
Wow.
It's like the DVD cover. That's it.
Look at that, Tara.
Oh my God.
And about you? What better?
Okay.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. Oh God! Oh, he's
They're not gonna like this.
They'll laugh at him. Oh my goodness!
Your boobs hanging out.
That's what
Yeah,
I was
right.
going to say. My goodness. Boy, she likes it. Top is really liking it.
Sticks up his rear.
Dang.
Perhaps for 100 years.
See,
Watch,
now he's
watch,
happy
watch it.
now, but wait.
Waterbed.
Oh, oh my goodness, look at him. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh.
Appa's turn. Appa. Look at Katara's slit.
My hair goes in.
Oh my God.
That's a high split.
Yeah, with the heavy makeup.
Oh my God.
Meaty jump.
Top is really enjoying it.
Is that Ira?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Look at it. Oh my God.
Rabbit monkey.
Oh no.
Oh, it's actually pretty good.
Oh God.
Just making like sex noises. We've seen him.
Oh,
The ribbons.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. Oh jeez. Jet.
Like she agreed to that.
yes. You're so
Oh my
bad.
goodness.
Filler.
Oh my God.
Important moon
Moon
duties.
duties.
Oh, look at. Oh, he
Ciao.
Right?
And that's how it really happens. It's so
Oh,
adorable.
Oh. She's excited.
She likes it. Oh my goodness, she likes it.
Oh, poor Abe.
Did you have pickle fish?
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
funny. Oh my goodness, look at the hair. Oh my goodness.
And she's a slit.
There was a door there.
Yeah. Oh
The setups are very
That's so
creative,
great.
though.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
He's trying to focus on where to land.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this
Oh
is
my
going to be
goodness,
embarrassing.
look at that.
Slit is even higher.
I know.
Oh, look at that. Oh, further apart.
Oh, Ang.
Oh, Aang doesn't like that.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, my
Who don't like it?
Oh, boys. Oh, my goodness.
Fireplace.
I was just thinking about food.
Suki's annoyed. Oh my! I can put an arrow.
Aw.
That's May.
What a woman.
She's a daggers in her
Oh,
hair.
my God, yeah.
Right.
It's so elegant.
Oh, my God.
That's a cool effect. Ugh. She doesn't even know what that means.
Thank goodness. Oh. Aw.
Just because.
My version of a hug.
That's right, yeah. Thank God.
I love
the
it.
actor.
Oh. Oh, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, jeez.
Oh, and then Aiden
that's
shakes.
over. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
that's perfect.
so
goodness,
positive.
he doesn't like that.
Wow. Wow.
Good set
So
of odds.
elaborate.
Wow. Oh boy.
Typical critic, you know.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
you got to remember where it was too.
Mhm. And the
Yeah.
Fire Nation, and everyone's
so-
rooting for the Fire
Sure,
Nation, of
yeah.
course. So, what do you guys think of this episode?
It was
That was
fantastic.
really
I loved
good.
it.
It was all recap.
I know, isn't that great? I love that so much.
Oh,
It was so
God.
hard for me to bite my tongue in the beginning because I was almost like, "Oh, this one's hilarious. You're going to really enjoy this one." I'm like, "Okay, don't say anything, don't say anything," because again, I want you guys to go and hear
Yeah.
to it. But yeah, so we had a recap of everything,
Yes.
and I love it when shows do that. Not always, but sometimes like a show will do that where towards the end it'll just start recapping everything, so it just refreshes our memory. Like, oh yeah, they actually went through all this stuff to get here, you know.
Yeah.
But I love how the person who told them all this information was the Cabbage Man, and he just knew
That's
everything
right.
about them. So he must have been in every
Yes, he
like
must have been.
shadowy area
Probably.
and on the
Selling his
submarine
cabbages,
and everything.
even though he
Yeah.
lost so many
Yeah.
cabbages
It's like,
along
how
the
does he
way.
travel with all those cabbages? And he gets them
I don't know.
destroyed, like his
He
car
does,
keeps
yeah.
getting destroyed, but yet he still manages to
does.
somehow survive. But yeah, so
Oh
he
my
knew a lot
God.
about them. But I love how they did that where you just go with it and it's like, oh yeah, by this merchant of cabbage who, you know, just gave
Yeah.
them all this information on their lives and, you know, what they've been doing for the last like so long.
But really bruised their egos quite a bit,
Oh,
except
yes.
for Toph.
I was
you know.
just saying-
I
Toph.
love
Toph really
that.
went- that was
They like
funny with
called
Toph.
out everybody, and I love what they did with Toph. Like again, like I had to bite my tongue a lot during
that
this,
was
but
good.
you guys like the Toph actor?
Yes. Oh my
Because
God.
it sounds like tough. I love the sonic scream.
Oh,
It's like really like you won't be able to do anything with that because like you can't use stealth. Like you have to scream at everything all the time. Like that would never work. So it was just so ridiculous
Yeah.
that it was hilarious, you know. And Toph, the fact that she loved that
Yeah,
idea.
I was really shocked about
Yeah.
that. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because even it wasn't even earthbending; it was just screaming. It's like you don't need an earthbender, so I just love how they completely messed up that
God, yeah.
information. But yeah, it was great. They messed up that
Oh,
detail.
my gosh.
But I feel
It's
bad for
awesome.
Aang because it really hurt
Oh,
him.
it did.
It
yeah.
did.
To see.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad they were
Yes.
trying to like push that a little bit because he was really brave. Like he kissed her during the invasion, which I thought was a big step for him, you know.
That's
And
right.
he thought he was gonna die, and then after that, like nothing ever happened. Like nothing ever came of it. They just acted like everything was
Yeah.
normal, and of course a lot of stuff is happening in between, meeting Zuko and learning
right.
firebending and stuff like that. But it's a little confusing there. I felt bad that she kind of rejected him, but at the same time, she said that it wasn't the right time.
That's right.
She's
She was confused,
Yeah,
and the
no,
fact that he tried to push it. I like how they showed that, especially with kids watching, to show that if someone says no, doesn't
That's
mean
it.
that you should push it
That's
just to
right.
see if you can get your way.
Right.
And not that
That's right.
Aang had any bad intentions with it,
No.
because he does
No,
really care
no.
for her. But I think that's a good message.
Yeah, it's a good message,
You know, that
yeah.
you can't
Yeah,
take
that's
advantage of someone when
That's a
they're
great point.
at a raw state of mind, or you know, not a weak state of mind, but you know what I mean, like a vulnerable state.
Right.
I felt bad for Aang, and I love how Sokka is like so oblivious, and he's like, I don't just talk about meat, but that's all he would
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
all
is
by
food.
himself,
He just
yeah.
wanted
Oh my
food,
gosh.
and I think him and Suki
As he's
agree
eating
together.
meat,
Yeah,
or is he eating some kind of
Exactly.
jerky or
That's
something?
right.
He's so hilarious, you know, because he's not insulted really. I mean, a little bit, but he's not really offended so much about the actor, but he just wants to be funnier. He goes, I'm
That's
way
right.
funnier than that.
Poor Zuko.
Yeah, well,
He got really hurt because of Iroh and, you know,
Yeah.
returning back to that bad memory. So,
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
you know, Iroh was always there for him
Yes, and I
through thick and
wonder
thin, and
What happened to Iroh?
where's
Anxious
Iroh?
to
It's
find
been
out.
many episodes
He's
now. Where the
got-
heck is he? It's been a long
Yeah.
time, so hopefully he's doing
I
okay.
hope so.
I think we only have around 4 episodes left now,
Wow.
so hopefully we'll see him
hope
at some
so.
point. I really
Yeah.
hope so. But the way they portrayed Iroh too was it was funny, but it was sad because he
Oh,
was like
yeah.
this like heavy set guy, like eating cake all the time, and he's
Oh,
like,
my
choose
gosh.
treachery, it's more fun.
my
So
God.
that was funny. I like that part
Yeah,
there.
that's good.
But the fact that they kept making him like this lazy,
Oh, yeah,
goofy,
he's-
Right.
cake eating guy all
where
the time,
he really
you know?
wasn't, you know,
Yeah,
he
definitely.
he was a very humorous guy, but he had, you know, deep.
A lot of
He has
wisdom and a
a
lot
heart.
of history with him too. Like
That's
he
right.
knew what he was doing. He was very smart, very skilled.
And he has a
Dragon
lot
of the
of
West.
heart, too.
A lot of heart, yeah. I really hope they do meet up.
It was
See
good that
what-
Toph
Thanks.
talked to Zuko about Iroh conversations
That's right.
with
Oh,
her
that
and
is
how
good.
she.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't really have too much time together, you know, so it was kind of neat to see them actually, talking and, talking about feelings. That's a big deal for Toph, and it was more about Zuko, of course, but how she was trying to make him feel better. She did meet up with Iroh that one time. Remember, they were having tea out when she was mad
It's
at
good
Sokka
to have
and
her tell
Katara.
Zuko how
Yeah.
Iroh really thought of Zuko, you know, and always was.
That's good.
Yeah, it was really good that they met beforehand, too, because it kind of opened up a window for when they met Iroh later, when Iroh came to them for help in the Earth Kingdom, that, Toph's like, oh yeah, we've met before, we're friends or whatever, so that kind of opened up that door to help each other. All these little things like happen for a reason, so even though some of the details in the play weren't accurate, like you do remember certain things, like, oh, okay, well, I remember that happening, and the whole thing with the Great Divide, again, I was trying not to repeat everything, but with the Great Divide, when they were like, let's keep flying. Do you remember that scene? Because we saw that episode, and a lot of fans say that's like a filler episode, which I thought it had some good points in it too, where people were trying to work together, like Katara and Sokka, and you had these two tribes who were always fighting, but it wasn't a great episode. I think we really liked it still, but it wasn't great. Anyways, that's like an ongoing joke with the fans, that they're like, filler episodes, meaning that they don't need that episode, pretty much. Like, they just have something to fill in the space to make another episode. So that's why they made a joke on that and said, let's keep flying. Like, we didn't do this episode. So I love how they made fun of themselves for it,
The Cabbage Man knew that.
Yeah, the Cabbage Man knew that. He's like, oh, God, he goes, I'm not going through this canyon. I'm going to go around it.
He knows everything.
And I gotta say, I know they're making fun of the Ember Island players, but jokingly, I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
and I know
fantastic.
the
The
plays
props
can't
were
get
great.
boring, but the plays can be a lot of fun too. And I thought the props were great. Yeah, the sets were great.
Oh my gosh.
And the way that they thought through, like even... female Aang, when he went into the Avatar state. Yep. I love how they mix all those details. Like, it's like, what? She closes her eyes, and she has a glow paint or something to look like her eyes are glowing. I'm like, I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and then the ribbons with fire bending, and then Azula had the blue ribbons. With her
and then you're all
bending.
just wrapping players.
Yeah, like the comet fire coming down, like that was cool, and it was still very elegant and pretty. And she's like, no, female Aang wrapping herself and falling. And again, it's a play, but I love how overly dramatic everything is, especially Azula. He's trying to stop you, like, and then. Just the hands, and then it's so theatrical. I love it. I heard a lot of comments about Katara, about the actress who played Katara.
Really portrayed her as a...
Boy, I'll tell you.
She had a slit all the way up that dress and the kimono thing that she was wearing on both sides. She did have short shorts on. I kept like looking there, couldn't help it this time. But I know.
Pink furry.
It's like they can only do so much in a cartoon. I mean, nowadays it's different, but when this came out, they can only push it so far. I know she was more full, but like they could have made it way worse. But like they did enough, so that way it wasn't pushing the boundaries too much. But it was so funny how like in the beginning when we first see her, and she's like leaning against the boat like this.
I'll tell you.
That killed me. I'm like, oh my God, they're making her look like a slut, like a mopey slut. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that word, but it's like the first thing I thought. And how she's so full of hope and emotional over everything. I love how they made fun of everybody in this. And they showed Suki for a moment as the Kyoshi warrior. Yeah. Does this dress make my butt look big? Or whatever. So who was your favorite actor on stage?
Actor on stage, Katara.
That was
hilarious.
Mine was Toph. I love Toph.
That was really good.
His Sonic Scream.
Sokka
Sokka was hilarious, but Toph definitely my favorite. Katara was hilarious. I thought they really did a good job at making her look bad. I don't see her that way. I think she's really good and she's very good support for the team. But so is everybody else. And poor Aang. I love Aang. And I feel bad, bald lady. But sometimes you have to find someone who has the right body type and kind of look. I'm not that they know details on how exactly he looks, but. Yeah, and then the rabbit monkey. It's like even the combined forms, they still can't get that right. Maybe they do have rabbit monkeys. I don't know. He's kind of like a lemur bat kind of thing. But I just love all the different combinations that they have. It's kind of fun that the characters were able to bond. It was a risk being in the Fire Nation, when they're trying to hide because the comet's coming, and yet they're just enjoying this play. But again, it's for the recap purpose, and it was hilarious. I thought it was very enjoyable. Especially at the end where they're all critiquing what happened, and those are normal reviews that you hear from people but the effects were decent, So I like how they put that in there too. I'm curious what you guys have to say about this episode, what you guys think. I know it is a filler episode, but I think it's a lot of fun to actually refresh our minds on what exactly happened throughout this whole adventure, I really do like Zuko a lot. And I really love how far he came and how he is like a friend now. He can hang out with them.
That's good, yeah.
And
Yes.
there's this term I want to use. I won't say it here, but I always want to say it like when I see this episode. But like, I love how Zuko like kind of cut Aang off by accident when he wanted to sit next to Katara in the beginning, and he just sat down and he was like, "What?" And Aang was like, "I just want to sit. Can I sit there?" Or
Well,
something
good
like that.
thing he didn't actually, because with
Yes,
those
right.
kissing scenes, with their scenes,
That would have been really
Oh,
awkward.
that
He's
would
like
have
right
been
in the
Katara
middle
would've
of
been
that,
like,
so it was good that he was on the
yeah,
side.
exactly. I just love how that scene took place, because he was
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
true.
"What? Just sit next to me." And he goes, "Yeah, but I'm okay." Like,
Oh,
I just love that
yeah.
because Zuko's just so like
Oh.
hot-headed, but like in a good way. He's not like bad.
Yeah.
He just, that's his personality. So I thought that was really funny.
That's good. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, very enjoyable episode, and the next 4 episodes are kind of like a movie. We'll watch them once at a time because I know our time is limited and everything, and I don't want it to go by too fast. But I can't wait to get into the next episode.
Yes.
So as you guys know, this comet's coming. It will
Yeah, it
increase firebending by a huge amount. So when this actually comes through, there'll be no stopping the Fire Lord. He's going to be
That's
super
right,
strong and
right.
everything. So it seems like Aang's doing really good with firebending though, like we saw in the beginning.
Yeah.
So hopefully knowing all
good.
4 elements, if he did master firebending, I don't know, but we will see.
It's going to be
For
action-packed, I'm
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. Be prepared.
Be prepared. So
Next
can't wait to
time.
watch more. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Why you kick him out? Bye guys.
Bye. Yep, yep.
I need meat. The sonic screen. Go, Mom. Ah!